Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Thank you, Andrew, for that warm introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Leadership Library, and I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. The goal of the Leadership Library is to produce 2 episodes a week in the range of 3 to 5 minutes. So why the Leadership Library, and how did we come up with those 2 important words? Well, the first is leadership. We're all leaders at one time or another, whether it's in our personal lives or our professional lives. Whether we're the coach of the Little League team, the cheerleading squad, we're helping out inside organizations in our children's schools, or helping out in our things going on with our families. We're all leaders at one time or another. I think oftentimes we get caught up with this word leader because we have to have a title, CEO or manager, supervisor. Well, we're all leaders at one time or another, and we're all contributing. So what makes a great leader? It's that person who just leaves things a little better than they found them. It's that person, through their actions, inspire others to do things they never thought they could do before. And so that's what leadership's all about. And because of that extension, we're all leaders. I often think of that individual who will say to me after a keynote speech or after a training workshop, I'm an individual contributor. I'm really not a leader. And I'd often say to them, well, what impact do you have in the organization? Well, I'm the person everybody goes to. I've been here a long time. I kind of understand how we built this process. I understand how the company started and how we got to where we are today. So every new person goes to that individual and has that conversation. Why do we do this? How come we do it this way? They give them the history lesson. By that extension, that person's a leader. They have nobody reporting to them. They may be an individual contributor in their mind, but I'll tell you what, they make a difference. And so leadership is such an important part of everything that we do and who we are. And frankly, I got to tell you, I'm a believer that leaders are made, not born. That we work at being a good leader, that we learn from each other, that we learn from the books on bookshelves like the ones behind me. And so that's why I think it's so important that we're always learning from each other, we're always working on leadership skills. So that's why the first word, leadership, is so important. Why is library in there? Well, because as I said, our leadership library is books. There's many books on my shelf, many books on your shelves, but it's also a library of information on our website, TightenTheLugNuts.com, because TightenTheLugNuts.com will be the foundation of many of the conversations we have. So it's prominent on my bookshelf. It'll be prominent in our podcast, but it won't be the only thing we draw upon. In fact, one of my favorite books is Coach John Wooden. I'm a huge fan of Coach Wooden, and we'll talk a lot about some of the conversations that I've actually had with Coach Wooden prior to him passing and some of the lessons that he taught in his books. So there's books. There's also on our website podcasts. There's podcast interviews that I've done of over 24 leadership competencies. That one competency may be one that you need at this particular time to help you through something that's going on right now in your personal life or in your professional life. There's YouTube videos. And we're going to continue to post up these Leadership Library podcasts, as well as we will have from time to time interviews of key individuals who we think can bring great value to all of us. All of you. So you'll have occasionally a much longer interview. But in general, the goal is you're going out for your run, you're having your cup of coffee, you're driving into work, you need a boost in midday, or you just want to have an aha moment. That's what this is all about. Thank you for the opportunity for me to spend time with you. You can interact with me via my website at TightenTheLugNuts.com. On the contact me page, and certainly you can email me at rockyromanella@gmail.com. Feel free, because I think this should be interactive, as difficult as that may seem. But if you have a topic you think we're not covering or one that's pertinent right now, you can send me an email, contact me. Until our next podcast, thank you. Pleasure meeting all of you, and welcome to the Leadership Library podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Leadership Library, a bi-weekly podcast designed to help you find your leadership aha moment. To access Rocky Romanella for consulting, keynote speaking, or training your business, head to TightenTheLugnuts.com. You can also head to TightenTheLugnuts.com and click the link for Leadership Library to see this episode or every episode recorded by Rocky Romanella in the Leadership Library. Until next episode, remember, the pace of the leader sets the pace of the pack.